All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Um, a brother has sent me, a clip. All right, of this whole, I guess what they're Black Lives Matter protesters or whatever that they're called, but you know, I believe the person spearheading it is Mr. Grandmaster Jay. All right, who's back again. Okay, but anyway, I'm pretty sure Buzz already done videos on it, but nonetheless, okay, I'm just gonna go through this article because this is on the RT News, published today. It says updated 4 hours ago. All right, so it says we're in your house. Armed black protesters march through Georgia Confederate Park. All right, which we did. All right, we did videos. All right, when this guy Grandmaster Jay, all right, came out and did the video concerning trying to equate us. All right, with that whole situation, talking about uh, uh I see my Hebrew Israelites over here and my Muslim brothers over here. Trying to throw the names out, the elect and all that to equate us in there, which we ain't got nothing to do with this guy. All right, but he was basically, trying to, push that vibration out there, which he did mention that they were gonna, pull up with guns, all right, which according to this article here they did. All right, so let's read it and let's see what it says. All right, which this is all. It's funny how pay attention to how they in the midst, in the heat, all right, of the riots and protests and stuff, they weren't there, and then now when it looked like things quieted down a little bit, then boom, they show up. So it says scores, and we're gonna watch and see. Okay, it says scores of armed black protesters marched through Stone Mountain Park in Georgia, calling for the removal of an infamous Confederate monument and warning "quote unquote" redneck militias that we're in your house. All right. Now, notice how Trump, all right, basically he said what he sent the National Guard to protect some of these monuments and these statues, and now you have these people who are also armed saying that they trying to get these statues removed, these Confederate monuments removed, and they're warning quote unquote rednecks, which is a term for Edomites or Caucasians, all right, in the South, okay, redneck militias that were in your house, which this is directly in line. The brother, damn, I forgot the brother's name, Salakia, but his channel, his YouTube handler is GMS Watchman. All right, he did a little clip on it, but basically he mentioned Project Megiddo. Okay, because this is in Project Megiddo. All right, which they have us in there, but they trying to equate us in it. They try to say that we're basically gonna try to start a race war and all these different things. All right, which personally, man, I believe that this is all set up, of course. All right, because notice how they're throwing key words out there: rednecks, they're armed, they're black. Okay, all these key words are being thrown out there, so now they're being perceived as what? A threat. Okay, a threat, and they look like you got women in there, you got men in there. Okay, so now on a regular day-to-day basis, black people, so-called black people, are looked at as a threat. Oh, could he have been one of those who was part of that movement? Is this the mindset they all carry? Oh my gosh, we got to do something about this. It says footage from the march, which brought out 100 to 200 demonstrators, showed heavily armed black protesters marching through the park on Independence Day, leading some on social media to react with worry at what happened to be a volatile situation as protests across the country have descended into violence. It says threat, counter threat, because threats don't mean shit to us. Y'all been threatening us since Birmingham, one man said through a loudspeaker at the event, going on to specifically target right wing groups such as the Boogaloo Boys and Three Percenters, organizations that have been accused of being extremist militias. It says, I don't see no white militia, so to the Boogie Boys, the Three Percenters, and all the rest of you scared ass rednecks, we're here. We're in your house. Let's go. NFAC, which I believe that stands for not fucking around. I forgot what the C stands for. It says the man continued as others gathered in a military-style marching formation behind him. This is exactly what Esau wants, okay? Because you do this, this is perceived as a threat, okay? So now that means, but like I said, we're gonna watch and see what happens. So it says the NFAC appears to refer to the name of the group behind the gathering, which is the Not Effing Around Coalition, right? Coalition. It says armed black Americans show up deep in Stone Mountain, Georgia today for the 4th of July. You see that? Tariq Nasheed. All right. It says brothers are calling out these cowardly white supremacist groups who like to sneak around doing ambush attacks on protesters. So I'm going to play a few of these clips. All right. Look at that. So now the question is, what differentiates you from the Black Panthers or organizations like that? Because now that's what they'll deem you as. Now show me where in the scriptures the Lord said, when the time comes, I want you to get dressed in all black, get armed up, strapped up, like He says, booted and zooted and not afraid of bust. All right, and go out there and march and basically call out white supremacists, man. I have a precept right here. I'm gonna get it real quick. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. It says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal." Okay, so we don't war after the flesh. Okay, we don't need guns and all that. No, we go through the spirit, man. It says, "But mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds." So you gotta understand that when you're doing all this, man, to Esau, that's good. That's good because you're now in his playing field. He can control the narrative with that. Okay, he can demonize us with this. Oh, look, they're all black, this, that, and they throw it and the media is trained to throw keywords out there purposely in a certain way to hit certain nerves in the minds of the people to create fear. You know, and the scriptures say they're gonna come down with great wrath, man. Second Ezra, the 16th chapter, the 70th verse on down says they're gonna be like madmen, sparing none. So you got to think, what is going to make you that target? What is going to cause Esau to come down upon you with those troops and shoot people down and all that? So it says, brothers are calling. Oh yeah, I read this. All right, I'm gonna play the clip.
Threat, counter threat, because threats don't mean shit to us. Y'all been threatening us since Birmingham. I ain't seen shit. When it's July the 4th, all you scary ass Negroes that pass that shit around. Look at what the fuck you did. You made blacks come out. I don't see no white militia. So to the boogie boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of you scared ass rednecks, we here. Where the fuck you at? We in your house. Let's go. NFAC, motherfucker.
You see that, man? The Most High ain't with that. All right, the Most High ain't with that, and we not with that. We don't look, man. We don't ever come out and tell you to go do this because this is stupid. All right, this is not the way to go about it, man. The Lord told us to go out there and prophesy. He said, "Eat the whole roll and go and teach my people who they are and show them the transgressions from the scriptures, from the Bible, man." Okay, our weapons of warfare are spiritual. We use the Bible. The scriptures say the word of the Lord is sharper than any two-edged sword. So, like we said, man, you ain't gonna catch us out here doing this, but yet they're gonna try to equate us with it. Okay, you're not gonna catch us doing this because, man, the Most High probably destroy you for doing that. Okay, so it says the park where the demonstrators made their stand is highly controversial, thanks to a large carving of Confederates Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, and Stonewall Jackson, Another video shows a protester calling the park the birthplace of the Ku Klux Klan, referring to the fact that the racist organization was reborn at the park. All right, now this is 4 minutes long, so I'll play this real quick. All right. Look at that, man. They got kids up in there. Oh, boy.
It is only appropriate that after 400 years, as prophesied, tribes of Israel, all 12 of them, you enslaved us, you degraded us.
You hear that? I'm going to play it back so you can hear it again.
You enslaved us, as prophesied. It's only appropriate that after 400 years, as prophesied, tribes of Israel, all 12 of them, you enslaved us, you degraded us, raped our women and...
You hear that? All 12 tribes of Israel. Now, please tell me who teaches about the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? So you see how when you set up a guy like that, Grandmaster Jay, right? And then you lead him in front of all these people wearing all black with guns. And he starts to talk the same, he starts to speak the rhetoric, and he starts to throw in things that we say. Guess what? Now you got you a recipe for disaster. Oh, well, if he's saying that, and these people are saying that, then they must be guilty by association. They claim they're not with this guy, but hey, you guys are all talking about 12 tribes, right? You guys are all saying that it basically, because of the condition we've put you in, you got to do something. Why do you think, man, why do you think they put us on the list of Project Megiddo, man? Because they know that they can't get us without some false narrative. Just like Yahushua, they had to frame Yahushua. They had to set up false witnesses. And that's the same thing they're doing now. 12 tribes, huh? Very interesting. But you know what? This is all according to prophecy. All right? So go ahead. Do what you got to do.
Down, man. Stole our history, stole our religion. And now you're trying to steal our lives. But you want us to believe they matter. You can kiss my ass right in the crack. Mine too.
Me too.
So it's only appropriate, y'all, that we go to the source. For all y'all out here who don't know, this is the birthplace of the Ku Klux Klan. This is where they were born after they were destroyed. Just for you. Everything you've been seeing, the police, discrimination in housing, a fucked up education, fucked up banking system, fucked up politics, are all tied to the KKK. You don't believe that, you don't know shit about this country. So what we gonna do is we gonna pay a visit to their home. Because we ain't talking to the police no more. They just work for the KKK.
You hear that? We ain't talking to the police no more. They just work for the KKK. So now it's like law enforcement is part of the problem, right? Because if you're against the KKK and law enforcement works for the KKK according to you, then they're part of the problem. How parallel it sounds to Project Megiddo, which I'm gonna pull up Project Megiddo and read a little part of it so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay?
We ain't talking
That's
to the
right.
government no more
That's
because
right.
they are the KKK.
That's right.
We ain't talking to the banks no more because they are the KKK. We ain't talking to most white people because y'all are the KKK.
Oh, none of them.
Don't tell me that you ain't never been a slave on a motherfucker. I ain't never been a slave.
That's right.
But you riding around in my car.
That's right.
Won't even let me ride in the motherfucker, right? Hallelujah. So I'm not talking to them no more. I want the heart of the Ku Klux Klan to hear me no matter where the fuck you are. I'm in your house.
That's right.
Where you at? You made a threat. We don't threaten. We don't scare. Because we don't care.
And we don't fuck around.
You threaten us, we gonna threaten you.
Hey, the scriptures say one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. You hear what he's saying? Calling out basically Edomites, saying that what? We're in your house. And they came with guns. Okay? That's prophecy right there, man. 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter.
You said you gonna start shooting white people at 8 o'clock, we gonna start shooting, black people at 8 o'clock, we gonna start shooting white people at 8:05. Threat, counter threat. Because threats don't mean shit to us. Y'all been threatening us since Birmingham. I ain't seen shit. Well, it's July the 4th. All you scary ass Negroes that pass that shit around. Look at what the fuck you did. You made blacks come out. I don't see no white militia. So to the boogie boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of you scared ass rednecks, we here.
Now wait, the question is, where did they get all these guns? You ever wonder where did they get all these guns? They all armed and everything. Where did they get that? You know? Just like the question was, where did all these protesters get the bricks that they were breaking into these stores with?
Where the fuck you at? We in your house. Let's go. NFAC, motherfucker. NFAC. Thank you. Now let's go and hit you really crazy. I love this.
So that was that video. It says, in 1915, card-carrying members of the KKK built monuments to slavery at the location, including a plantation house, according to the Atlanta History Center, and held a rebirth ceremony. The KKK still holds annual rallies there. Former Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams previously called for the removal of the Confederate monument, which is part of a light show on Independence Day that tells the tale of the Confederacy to visitors. There have been renewed calls for its removal since May 25th, death of George Floyd. The other video from the protest shows those gathered being told that if they are not ready to give their lives, then they can get out right now. You hear that? Man, I'm telling you, man. Wait till they grab hold of this, man. Boy, they're gonna demonize this. All right, let's play this.
On faith. If you have a weapon and it's not loaded, it is legal. It must be loaded to hold the flag. You have a pistol. You have to have your perfect point. Don't consider your weapon. You have a concealed weapon. You're going to consider your threat. Not the police. Free will. Came out here to represent no police. We find out about it, we're going to shoot your ass. This is NFAC. This ain't motherfucking Black Lives Matter, none of that other bullshit. Because they don't pick up guns. We do. You ain't talking black people for real. You ain't ready to get your fucking life and get the fuck out of here right now. I'ma wait. Because somebody got these motherfucking pussy. Because when the bullets start flying, we ain't out here to show. If they come out here and they ready to kill a motherfucker, then leave now.
You hear that? He said, if you didn't come out here today ready to kill a motherfucker, then get out now. Oh boy.
We gonna wait. We got a couple of rules.
Interesting. It says, despite many on social media reacting to clips of the Saturday demonstration with worry, officials say the protesters conducted their business peacefully. Oh, really? It's a public park, a state park. We have these protests on both sides of the issue from time to time. We respect people's First Amendment right, John Bankhead, a spokesman for the Stone Mountain Memorial Association, told WXIA TV. Footage did, however, show members of the gathered group referring to themselves as black militia, arguing with white people in their cars, warning one driver, "We are your worst nightmare." It says, "Do the Black Panthers run Stone Mountain now or something? I have no problem with armed folks walking around with firearms, as is their Second Amendment right, but they shouldn't be interrogating motorists." Let's play that.
This ain't the one you want to talk to, bro. We ain't no Black Lives Matter. We ain't none of that bullshit. Go ahead. Let's go. We're Black militia. It's your worst nightmare. Go ahead. We're Black militia, bro. Keep it on. I'm going to talk to you like for a minute. What are you? I just told you what I was. What are you? What are you in question? Everywhere you go, you in days, steal, rape, rob, and killers. Oh, really? And you steal people's clothes, and you have to do to have an attitude about it. Where's our reparations? Thank you. Of course, I like the song. That's what I did. You did. It's not what you did. What the hell just did anyway? You're benefiting from.
It says race-related protests around the nation have painted similar tense moods. Continued demonstrations in Portland saw activists shooting fireworks at courthouse and police using tear gas to disperse crowds attempting to build barricades, while a Baltimore demonstration included the toppling of a Christopher Columbus statue. Other protests around Independence Day included footage of protesters burning and stomping on the U.S. flag outside the White House. All right, and that's pretty much it here. Now, what I'm going to do is, let's look up Project Megiddo real quick. All right, I just want to read just a little bit of it. Project Megiddo. All right. It says here, check this out. Project Megiddo was a report researched and written by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, which is the FBI, under Director Louis Frey, or whatever his name is, released on October 20th, 1999. The report named followers of white supremacy, Christian identity. What's that about? All right, is a racist, anti-Semitic, and white supremacist interpretation of Christianity, which holds that only Germanic, Anglo-Saxon, Celtic, Nordic, Aryan people and those of kindred blood are descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and hence the descendants of the ancient Israelites. So check this out. They got Christian identity, right, which is saying that basically only white supremacists, and Germanic, all these people I just listed are the true descendants of the Israelites. Then you got what they got here as black Hebrew Israelites, which were not black Hebrew Israelites, were Israelites. It says black Hebrew Israelites are groups of African Americans who believe that they are the descendants of the ancient Israelites to varying degrees. Black Hebrew Israelites incorporate certain aspects of the religious beliefs and practices of both Christianity and Judaism. All right, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. And then you got the militia movement. The militia organizations in the United States are private organizations that include paramilitary or similar elements. These groups may refer to themselves as militia, unorganized militia, and constitutional militia. Did you hear what this guy said? When he was talking, where's the video at? Yeah, when he was talking to this guy, he said what? Let me see if I can run it back.
Where's our reparations? The killers. Oh, really? And you steal people's. I just told you what I was. Keep it on. I'm going to talk to you like for a minute. What are you? I just told you what I was. What are you? It's your worst nightmare. Go ahead. We're Black militia, bro. Keep it on. I'm going to talk to you like Black militia, bro. Go ahead. We're Black militia, bro. Go ahead. We're Black militia, bro.
You hear that? We're black militias, bro. What did it say here? Militia movement. These groups may refer to themselves as militia, unorganized militia, and constitutional militia. So it listed all these people, right? It says we're named followers, okay, of these groups and apocalyptic cults as potential terrorists who might become violent in reaction to the new millennium. You understand? So here's what they have us under Project Megiddo. Okay. So when people go out and do things like this is only a justification to say, see, this is why we had them in Project Megiddo. Because we suspected that they might be what? Potential terrorists, but now it's not potential anymore because they're showing us that they are. All right. It says the report's purpose was to warn other domestic law enforcement agencies to the potential for extremist criminal activity in the United States by individuals or domestic groups who attach special significance to the year 2000. Interesting. The report also stated the threat posed by extremists as a result of perceived events associated with the year 2000 is very real. All right, now I'm looking. Oh, look, it says the volatile mix. Oh, the volatile mix. Keyword, right? Let's go back into this article. I know I saw the word around here. Yep. Check this out. Footage from the march, which brought out 100 to 200 demonstrators, showed heavily armed black protesters marching through the park on Independence Day, leading some on social media to react with worry at what appeared to be a volatile situation as protests across the country have descended into violence. Let's look at volatile. All right, so I spelled that wrong. It says easily evaporated to normal temperatures, liable to change rapidly and unpredictably. Okay, tense, uncomfortable, charged. So let's go back to Project Megiddo. It says the volatile or the tense, unpredictable mix of apocalyptic religions and the New World Order conspiracy theories. You hearing these? May produce violent acts aimed at precipitating the end of the world as prophesied in the Bible. Notice how they're really targeting us. Okay? We're not gonna do any violent things to anybody. Okay? But they throw in the Bible, they throw in prophecy so that they can tie it into us. They play on words. That's what they do. Alright? It says, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I'm just gonna read a little bit. All right, it says the groups named as potentially violent were biblical driven cults, militias, adherents of racist belief systems such as Christian identity, and Wotanism and other radical domestic extremism. So, what are they going to deem us as? Domestic terrorists or extremists? And we ain't even done anything to anybody. All right. It says the report ends by discussing the possibility of terrorist attacks in the city of Jerusalem, saying the extreme terrorist fringes of Christianity, Judaism, and Islam are all present in the United States. Thus, millennial violence in Jerusalem could conceivably lead to violence in the United States as well. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm gonna read on there. You can read more into it. All right. They have the whole document. All right. But hey, man, this is all leading to that great hour. All right, or that time of Jacob's trouble, man. And don't think that they just coming after one group or no. They're coming after everybody. Revelation 12 and 12 says what? They're going to come down with great wrath. Okay? So keep your eyes peeled, stay in the spirit, all right, and be very circumspect, man. Don't be walking out about, with your mind in the gutter somewhere or your mind out in space, man. Be circumspect, all right. Anyway, with that, I hope this was edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakha, Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.